wrestling kids and the millions listening live around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for Around the Table.
Everybody, welcome to Roundtable Wrestling special Black Friday edition. Coming to you a little later than usual. Still trying to find a perfect time for us, but I am one of your hosts, Keith the Wild Man Miller, and with me we have Pablo Kino Aquino.
It's giving.
I always forget to let people talk when I'm introducing them.
I was gonna say, man.
Sorry, dude. Run right over
Pablo Kino Aquino saying it's giving wrestling.
Indeed.
Yes.
And David D'Lo Logan.
What's going on? I'm on the rather.
Right on.
Right
Pablo,
on.
you want to handle the news this week since Brent isn't here to do it?
The news? Of course. Let me do this really quick.
Right on.
I do love me some news.
Hey.
I will say that what's news to me is that apparently we have a main event PLE going on tonight. And I almost forgot, considering I am a fan of TNA.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
just
happening, It was beautiful Thanksgiving. Everything was a good time.
Good deal. I just got the TNA Plus app, and so I watched the Thanksgiving special last night, and they were obviously promoting Turning Point. So I was like, so I was like, hey, there's a freaking PLE going on tonight from WrestleCade. So yeah,
that works. A lot of that. Black Friday football is on right now. There's Chiefs versus Raiders. Yep. I guess it's Black Friday, and they had the Raiders play because they are the black and gray,
black and silver, black and gray,
black and silver.
Damn! Oh, he's wide open. Oh, he took it off.
D'Lo is watching the game.
Suppose I didn't have to tell D'Lo
is watching the game.
Awesome. All right, so news worthy
what
stuff,
do we got going on?
We will say congratulations to former Baron Corbin, real name Thomas Pestock, I believe, former football player from the NFL as well, and turned wrestler, turned Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. Okay. He was second place. He turned out a second place showing. MVP is also somebody who has been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and travels, and he won some championships too. So congratulations to him. I'd say it's kind of wrestling news because he's in the family of the fact that he used to wrestle. So
okay, cool.
I mean, the greatest crossover martial artist is CM Punk. That guy's MMA career was stellar.
Yo,
if it wasn't the holiday,
it was a real knockout.
I would tell you something. Oh my word!
Real knockout. All right, yeah.
Well, all right. Speaking of older people that wrestle, the Hardy Boys have signed a 1-year contract with TNA. It's official.
Hey, look at that 1-year exclusive.
The interesting thing is that both have a very strong history with the company. Matt left and became, deleted. Matt Hardy, did the Hardy compound, all of those matches, that phenomenal, rebirthing reincarnation of him. He did that in TNA. Jeff Hardy became a big champion, and then also the infamous issues with his substance use and having to cancel one of probably the biggest match of that year
Yeah.
But you
Was
know,
that him and Sting?
yeah,
Yeah.
where my goodness,
Yeah.
that was rough to watch. I remember watching that, but you know, the past is the past, and you take people how they are
Oh,
now, and the Hardys are doing well for themselves, and you know, they had
man,
their
the
thing
cute.
with Joe Hendry, they had their viral matches,
Hmm.
and you know, they just had a pretty good match with Ace Austin where they painted his face.
He's teaming
Mhm.
up with him tonight too.
Yeah, which is
In
nice.
the
So they're pretty
in
much
six
doing.
man.
I know I haven't given anybody the chance to say
Yeah.
anything on it, but it
No,
feels
you're
like they're
good.
doing their Daniel Bryan kind of swan song where they're like, okay, we want to do all the cool promos and cameos that we can, and then just, but you know, ride off in the sunset with Hot Wife and all of that.
Right, right.
Good on you, Matt. But yeah, congratulations to them to being
It's
signed
down there.
officially by TNA.
Yeah, yeah. Now
Oh,
hopefully they have a match with the big beefy boys and do that.
I want to see
yeah.
what, against the Outrunners.
No, no,
What's
against
that?
Hammerstone and
Something.
Jake something. Yeah.
That's
I love
Bowers.
matches where people who can fly wrestle people who can catch them. That's my
Yeah,
favorite stuff, dude. I love that stuff. Whether it means they, catch them in a wrestling hold or catch them straight up in the air and throw them around. And on top of that, Jake and Alex are both really athletic too.
yeah.
Like
Not to mention,
before Jake something got gigantic, he wrestled like a lucha style. So
there are
so
some good big men that can move around fast and all of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's not an AO moment, but
Mhm.
that works.
Yeah.
Speaking of AEO, Takeshita apparently has an event in January via Fightful in
Okay.
DDT,
Ah,
famously known for being wonderfully absurd.
yes.
Flamboyant.
I saw someone win a match at DDT by shooting someone else with an invisible laser gun.
Sometimes you
Man.
gotta. Remember,
Yeah.
the guy just pulled the gun out of his
Yeah,
Hold the
pants
an
and
laser.
was like,
invisible
"Oh,
laser gun. But for
like, oh,
some reason, the commentators could see it. Oh, he got the invisible laser gun. It was like it's
what do you know?
hilarious. Dude. Yeah,
You
hilarious.
know, it's because we're the untrained eye. That's why.
Yeah,
That's why
indeed.
they're paid the big bucks.
Right,
But
right. They can see the
speaking
invisible
of the
laser
big
guns.
bucks, though, speaking of the big bucks, Deanna Perrazzo is going to make her CMLL debut.
Good for her.
Follow the likes of Taya Valkyrie and a lot of, pretty much a lot of the wrestlers now. It's
Yeah.
a lot of crossover, which I do like.
Mm.
But how do we feel about
Touchdown. Well,
some
Ty
of
gave Deanna the pass to go to Mexico. So hell yeah.
Mhm.
Cool with that.
It's a
That's
weird
why
thing
she
to
ain't did
say,
that
but
before though, low key, bro. I'm cool with that.
that works
I
though.
think that anytime an American wrestler goes over to overseas, whether it's Japan or Mexico or somewhere in South America, which isn't really overseas, but you know what I'm saying,
Yeah, I'm
ventures to
for
other
it.
Down the
countries,
street.
ventures to other countries, and they come back better. It's a different style, and you learn a different style when you're down there. And if she can learn some of that, that flying stuff to mix in with her wrestling stuff, it'll be cool, man.
Well, the cool thing about CMLL now is that it's not entirely just lucha anymore.
Right, right, right. It
But
is
it
more
is nice
integrated.
to see, foreigners come in and be able to work those different styles and then show stuff off that they might not have the chance to elsewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I hope
for
that
sure.
goes well for everybody. I hope we get more people crossing over, more people going out to different countries. Why not?
Definitely,
Speaking
definitely.
of John Cena, which
Hey,
I
now.
think they've already spoken this, but confirmed going to be in the Elimination Chamber event.
Really?
Oh,
I don't know
damn.
if it's the actual match, but confirmed to
Okay.
be,
He's
let's
like,
say
anytime they're
Promo.
giving away a shot at the title, I am there.
Promo,
Like,
promo.
he's already mentioned in his promo when he came back for the little bit. He already mentioned that it was going to be his last Elimination Chamber, which kind of told me in my head it was like, oh, he's kind of calling his shot, and this kind of proves it.
right. Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, he's also announced last month that he was going to be in the Royal Rumble. So it's like
So he
earlier
will
this
be
month.
in the Royal Rumble, but that's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, who cares if we know?
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean, they did it because it's still not sold out. The Royal Rumble's still not sold out.
That's a
The
big way of getting it sold.
Yeah, the first day ticket sales were kind of sluggish. So John Cena announced that he was going to be there to try to
You see the price
try
of
to
them things?
Oh yeah,
that's
dude, they're
wild.
crazy. Yeah,
That's
I
nuts
looked
and
them up.
bolts.
For the worst floor seats is $453. The worst floor seat.
Oh no.
The ones
That's
that
a
are
bit
like
much.
the last row on the floor where you really can't see anything. $453.
Do you know how much I can get in Thailand for $450?
More than a floor seat.
A whole lot of hay now.
I'll
I'll tell you what. Speaking of sales, the condiment, the very famous condiment mustard, has gone up in sales by 500%.
Kendrick Lamar?
Mustard.
Everybody, stock up on mustard. It's one of the more healthy condiments. You should always use condiments, maybe even two. Just,
Man.
Practice
My
food
son
safety.
my son has been running around yelling mustard for like 3 days.
And I love that. I love that for you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We don't cancel the competition here. Be like,
It's
hey,
funny
your baby might not be yours. I don't like you. Hey, UMG, why'd you make them bots? No, I don't think bots were watching it. I think there were like reactors that had millions of views on their own, let alone.
It's funny that he's in a beef with Drake, and he used the beef. Drake. I don't know why I said it like that. It's like Balake. Blake.
Okay.
Throwback.
That's funny. Drake might be a WWE superstar soon, so
I know. But it's funny that he's in a beef with Drake. He used the beat for "Hit 'Em Up," and it wasn't a diss track. Like, why would you? It's the most iconic,
it was a little bit of a
diss track
morphed
beat ever.
It was a bit of a morphed version of it. I don't know. It might have been on one of his B-sides. I thought it was.
The new album.
References.
Casey was listening to the new album today, and there's a track on there called "Reincarnation" that uses the beat to "Hit 'Em Up."
No, that's what I thought you were talking about, but it was in a different key. But also, I think it was it was an amazing song. But
really good. I just was waiting for the disses, and there wasn't.
The funny thing is, it wasn't meant to be one because there was a few like TV Off and what was it, the second song, Squabble Up. They were definitely that was part of the 5+5.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of rap,
really good song. Yeah, I don't know why we're just talking about rap all of a sudden, but hey,
we can't not talk about Kendrick and Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
the week it happened. So I was like, let's be honest.
Indeed,
we love it. So I'd say exactly. Speaking of mustard, Brad Baylor and Jackson Drake are the newest WWEID.
Nice.
I suppose we are all caught up on who they are.
I feel like I've seen Brad Baylor before, but I'm not sure who Jackson Drake is. So
I feel like I've seen him.
Seen probably once, and he was good once I saw him.
So the most important part being that they're actually, it's more and more people. It wasn't just that first.
They are utilizing this thing, man. They
recruiting.
Yeah, they are. Even if everybody who they throw this thing on doesn't get a contract, because they probably won't, it's getting them attention. You know what I mean? It's bringing fans to the indies. I'm sure, because people are like, who are these people? And they look them up and they, want to see what they're doing. So,
all right.
Like I said, even if they end up not getting the final contract, it can't do anything but good things as far as I'm concerned. It's pretty positive. So,
get them attention.
Yeah, for sure. And I want everybody to develop. I want Shawn Michaels and all of his boys, all of his guys out there, their trainers. I want them to have all the best talent in the world.
Yeah.
And put on the greatest show, because I think one really good show would be better than 4 okay ones at this point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Eddie
What I
Thorpe
will
is about to win Deadline, dude.
Ooh,
Eddie Thorpe is
now,
winning that match.
I
yeah.
well,
And they
did you
tweet,
see
bro.
the
Yeah, he
did you
tweeting,
see that
bro.
interaction with him and Shawn Michaels? We might
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
he's
talk
Yeah,
about
totally
that
winning
in a
that
second.
match, dude.
I
Yeah,
imagine so.
Yo, the book like it's
Eddie Thorpe is
96.
winning that match.
All right.
I was just
Let's-
thinking about Shawn Michaels and his boys, and I'm like, man, he's clearly likes Eddie Thorpe to the freaking get on TV with him. You know what I mean? That's clearly like,
Yeah, it was a
yeah.
same thing with Triple H when Triple H does it and when he has his that Triple H Randy Orton match does look like it could be a thing, but I don't know.
Oh
It's
no,
I don't
hard.
know if
that
It's
Trips can
hard,
go
man.
anymore.
that part, man. I know. You
Yeah.
don't got
Maybe his daughters will wrestle Randy Orton.
it.
Just seeing a
what
picture of
happened?
them. Apparently they're in the
Yeah,
gym.
yeah. One of them's really jacked, but he didn't show their faces. It was just their backs.
Oh,
Good.
fuck. Oh, fuck.
Probably doesn't want his kids, you know. I wonder what him and Stephanie's kids look like, dude, as
They
grown
probably
women.
if they smile like her, I'd be scared.
Yeah, that'd be scary as shit.
No, thank
Her,
you.
her smile and Triple H's nose.
Oh my god.
She smiles the way that when the doctor says, "Can I see your teeth?" like what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's wild. Speaking of teeth, we
Yeah.
are done with that. And to the nitty gritty of what I wanted to talk about,
Right on.
we are in Survivor Series range.
Yeah.
We are coming up.
Serious mode.
There are
Oh,
a bunch of different PLEs on the
Is
way.
it tomorrow? It's tomorrow, isn't it?
yeah, tomorrow.
Okay.
It is. And before we talk about the one happening tomorrow, can we talk about some that would have already happened?
See.
So,
What-
your favorite SummerSlam? Just give a little bit on
My
each of
favorite
ours.
SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Survivor Series.
Okay, I was about to say.
Too many S's.
Yeah. My
Go
favorite
ahead,
Survivor
Keith.
Series, yeah. Was it the second one where the Conquistadors were in that tag match and the Powers of Pain and Demolition switched in the match? Like Mr. Fuji picked up Powers of Pain. I didn't know this was going to be a question. But that tag match is easily my favorite Survivor Series tag match, or favorite Survivor Series match of all time. So that's whatever Survivor Series that was on is probably my favorite one.
Was
But
that 88?
possibly.
Yeah.
I think it was 88 or 89. I was like 14 or 15.
Yeah, it was Macho and Hogan.
Right.
It was a wild, actually, a wild card. Just looking at it.
Yeah.
Richfield, Ohio.
Yeah. But that tag match was so good, man. And the
Yeah.
thing that's funny is they did such a good job with the Conquistadors that you left that Survivor Series thinking that they were about to be on. Like they lasted a long time and they were so entertaining. And like I was like, man, it's the Conquistadors are about to be winning the belts. But they went right back to jobbing as soon as, the next weekend rolled around. But
Well, just looking at the names ahead of them on that card were pretty, they were very stacked. I don't know where you were fitting
I
anybody
remember
else.
that show being really, really good. I just when I was a kid, I was such a big fan of the preliminary wrestlers. Like I loved Jerry Allen and freaking Mario Mancini and Steve Lombardi and all those guys. It's weird. I don't really know why. Barry Hardy. I was just always waiting for them to pull out wins. And so seeing the Conquistadors do that good, I was like, this is awesome.
Okay, D'Lo, how would you answer this question? Do you have a favorite Survivor Series?
Ooh. I would say a little recent. I say 2014. I like that one. That was one of the main one to me. It was more recent. It was just something more recent. And I watched it just the other day. And I like the ending. I like the reveal of Sting. I like that. That's the main reason why I like that.
Oh yeah, with Sting, kicking trips.
Yeah, I like that one. Cause like that, before he been around there the whole time causing mayhem, and kind of brought me back to that period because that's when I got back into watching a little bit. I remember the Authority at the time; it was being a pain in the ass. So those memories came back to me. I was like, "Get
it
the
was
fuckers!"
But I liked what was it? Mizdow.
Oh yeah,
Was that time? Yeah, was where they were going for
Yeah,
championships? I
Mizdow.
think against Stardust.
yeah.
Goldust,
Had the weirdest
Stardust.
things ever.
Didn't Miz or didn't Sandow want to be an actor? And since Miz was connected in Hollywood, he was helping him get his acting career off the ground. Wasn't that their thing? And Sandow had to kiss his ass so that he could become like a famous actor.
Yeah.
Wasn't that? That's funny. That's funny, dude.
He
Like,
always
that's-
is
the
I don't know how
A-lister.
Politics.
Miz is always trying to get somebody to carry his bags, man. That's
Now he's carrying somebody else's bags.
yeah. No, he's carrying somebody else's bags. So
It's good.
Comes around.
I will say though, I will say that my favorite opinion. I don't think it's the best one, but my favorite one was the 2005 Survivor Series.
Okay.
Mm.
I just liked, Shawn Michaels, like Carlito, Chris Masters, Big Show against with JBL, Batista, Bobby Lashley. It was just, I always find Shawn Michaels in like these big tags. He just mocks it in a little bit. It's just really funny.
Man. Well, do you remember when there was a Survivor Series a few years ago where Shawn Michaels was wrestling oh man, I can't even remember who he was wrestling, but was he the one who got Shawn Michaels got the Knights. It was him against his whole team was people who were just wrestlers under hoods. It was like Barry Horowitz and a couple other people. They like it was Shawn Michaels and his Knights. I can't remember who they wrestled though.
And his Knights.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels had Knights.
That's weird.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't think Shawn Michaels needs much to be successful,
Yeah, he can be entertaining regardless.
I'll do
I'm
what
about
he
to
wants,
look up Shawn
exactly.
Michaels Knights and make sure that this isn't some kind of memory that isn't real.
But I liked the specifically that year because John Cena beat Angle. It was like Triple H and Ric Flair in the last man standing match. What the heck?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was
Trish was still
so
there.
so it was the Hart family against Shawn Michaels and his Knights. And the reason that Shawn Michaels had Knights is because Jerry Lawler was supposed to be in the match, but he got busted with a kid. So had to roll out on the match. And so they gave it to Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels ended up with Knights. For the match. Yeah.
Oh, because he was supposed to be.
Because he was the king, so it would have made sense for him to have Knights.
He's the king at being a
king
being
of being creepy. Yeah,
they not like us.
Indeed.
Speaking of not like us,
yeah.
He's a yeah. I love it. Camille. This is probably one of the bigger
She's
things.
finally free.
Did you guys think it would happen as early as it did?
No, but they had to do something because they screwed up the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, to make her look that weak,
yeah,
and then have her leave, I feel like they made her look bad. It was almost she refused to do it anymore, possibly.
Yeah. It was so bad.
Her, though. It was bad. It was
like they could have brought her in. Her and Mercedes could have tagged.
Oh no!
I mean, they could have done so much more than just have her be muscle that wasn't really muscle. It was dumb, dude.
Right.
Dumb.
Like muscle that keeps getting beat up.
Yeah, dumb. Dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, this is just a
no tags.
And someone as talented as her.
Yeah.
Someone as talented as her who put in as much work as she did to get where she is, because she was not very good when she started.
Mm-hmm.
She was kind of clumsy-footed, you know what I mean? But she busted her ass, and she became, like, more than just credible. Like, she became one of the best women wrestlers out there.
Oh, she was dominant in NWA. She did so well. She carried them, and she made everybody look good. Everybody Everybody down there
100%, dude.
could go, and I just don't get it. Yeah.
It legitimately makes me angry, dude. Like whoever came up with that idea and put her in that direction is an idiot.
But it almost makes you think. It almost makes you think it was like like a sabotage job almost.
Yeah. I mean, because ideally, if you're the bodyguard for the champ, when you leave the champ, you're set up to challenge them for the title. Right now, she is set up to challenge whoever is opening the shows.
Because she's done nothing to earn it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's stupid. This is the dumbest dude. My son could book a better wrestling angle than that. He's 10 and doesn't watch wrestling.
Me and your son should sit down and create a script for Tony Khan so he could turn it down to push Darby Allin to the moon.
Hell yeah.
To the moon he goes.
Because that's what we need.
He's like baby Sting. When's
the last time Darby Allin's been to the gym? Just curious.
He can't go to the gym. He's too busy at the skate park with his friends.
Yeah.
Going crazy.
Fair. Yeah, fair.
So I will say though,
yeah,
we did have an issue, right? We have an issue with a real life injury. This is something coming up, right?
Or maybe not.
Sticking on to the women, or maybe not. Yeah, that's where it comes down to. So we're having an issue where Jade Cargill is officially out of action because of a not on screen but alluded to on screen attack by a question mark person nobody knows.
Right. Who done it?
Exactly, one of those who done it, and then they end up like when Enzo and Kaz ended up breaking up, he's like, "It was me." Or like Vince McMahon was like, "It was me all along, Austin."
Yeah.
But in this case, I want to ask the question.
Triple H and Shawn Michaels, remember that?
Yeah, remember that one too.
H threw Shawn right through that window, dude.
Hell yeah.
And he was investigating. I will find out who got Shawn. They were standing right in the ring together.
And then the reveal with the devious smiles.
Yeah, right in the ring next to him when he found out.
The fact that you could look somebody in the eye and search for somebody that beat them up and it was you.
Yeah.
What a monster.
Yeah, Triple H is evil.
But the thing is, though, it's a good...
You know who else is evil? Bianca Belair.
Ooh. Okay, where somebody's jumping the gun far too much.
Yeah.
But it is okay.
Makes sense to me.
We do. That's fantasy booking 101. So I want to ask two things, right? The first thing I'll ask, and then we'll answer them, and I'll go to a second one because I'm interested in seeing. I'm gonna start with you, D'Lo. Firstly, in the storyline wise, who do you think did it?
It's looking like Bianca, but looking like low-key Naomi on the low skis. On the low, if you can really see it. She ain't ever been get to shine as much.
Well, what's the motive?
She wants Bianca all to herself.
I want Bianca all to myself too. Respectfully, Montez. Respectfully.
Feel that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. But I would say the motive is to try to help get her girl Bailey on the show too. Because they go back way longer.
Yeah.
Okay. Go back way longer. So she'll have a homegirl out. She's like, we gotta find a way to get out. Take her out.
Booty versus booty tag team?
Yeah.
You know.
That's a lot of action right there. That's a lot of prime time real estate right there.
What you doing there? What you doing out here with all that? Sun is shining.
Man.
Well, how about you, Keith? Are you who are you thinking? And then I'll get to that next.
I think it's going to end up being Bianca, unless they are planning on keeping Bianca and Jade together. Because if it's Naomi, Bianca and Jade have to feud with Naomi and Bailey. They have to. So, like I said, unless they're going to keep them together, then it could be Naomi. But I think that if it's gonna lead to the team splitting, then it was Bianca. So it could, I got two ways to go with it. I think it's Bianca. I'm leaning towards Bianca.
I think should keep somebody.
I think the Naomi stuff is just
I like that reference.
red
The
herring.
Rikishi.
Yeah, I did it
So she was in a match.
for
So
Bailey.
there was no unless she did it before. She had to like get somebody like yo, take care of this for me. I'll slide a couple dollars on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I hear that.
Make it seem like it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Personally, right? I would like, because I think we're all looking at it in the eyes of ourselves being good writers.
Yeah.
So what I think it was going to happen and what I probably is going to happen would be different.
I don't want.
I think it might have just been Lash Legend who did it. They've been fighting each other for the last like however many weeks.
Right.
But then the only other person I would think that would be able to do that, aside from maybe Piper Niven, would be Bianca. So I'm saying that I would like it to be Bianca, but I think it would be like Lash Legend would be the person that did it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually.
The Rikishi to Bianca's.
Exactly. I personally, I think it would be a great time to turn Bianca heel.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if her fans would love it because I feel like she has a lot of young girl fans and a lot of people that they're going to have to deal with it, you know, because good story is good story. But the same way they kept Ash Ketchum 12 his whole entire time, and the reason why John Cena will never go heel again might be the same way. Might be the same way they won't turn Bianca.
Yeah, we had a vet around here who would not go heel at the end of his career. He was like, man, I've been heel, you know, off and on throughout my career, but now I just want to go out there and make kids happy, you know, and have fun. And I mean, there is that, you know, like, especially I know Bianca sees herself as a role model. You know,
yeah, she just had like a big thing online that got viral about her and Vanessa Hudgens twirling their hair.
Yeah.
She has this persona of good person, and like I don't know if you necessarily want to turn her heel.
Right.
Story wise,
I mean, they did it with Bailey.
Otherwise, yeah, I think it would be.
Buster.
I think it'd be an interesting way to turn her. If not, the fifth person would be something that would be interesting. But mainly, I do want to know, D'Lo, how do you feel about? Do you think this was a real injury, or do you think they had to take her off to work her?
It's a work, brother. It's a work, brother. It's a work, brother. You already know. But they had to make it seem because I don't think they want to put in that environment like that immediately. And if it is a knee injury, that's like they don't want to exaggerate even worse. So because you want to, you know, preserve.
If I'm being honest, it just feels like they want to keep her from being exposed.
Mm-hmm.
In a 5v5 with 9 very seasoned wrestlers, she might get exposed.
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be easier to hide her though in that. You know? I think that's why she does so many multi-man matches and stuff, because it's, you know, she doesn't have to do as much when there's more wrestlers to take the eyes off her, you know?
Yeah, but then how do you keep the other wrestlers from looking like, granted, you can always do it where, Bianca does most of the work, Jade comes in and gets 2 quick pins.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gets thrown out and all that. You can do that, but then that's how we also got the Roman sleeping stuff like that. So if you do that, that might be counterintuitive, like counterproductive on her.
Right.
I personally think they're just giving her time to actually like figure it out, because it's not working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
so
saying? Wish them the best. Though.
who are the 4 ladies on the team right now?
It's Io. It is Bianca.
Okay.
D'Lo, help me out.
Naomi and Rhea Ripley.
And Rhea Ripley, yeah.
With the
Bailey will probably take that spot then.
Yeah.
You would think.
And that's what D'Lo was mentioning about
they're gonna make a call. Mm-hmm. They're gonna make a call to to
Well,
woo.
she-
Charlotte.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Bianca make a call. You know,
I think that would be awesome. To be able to-
Charlotte is the worst baby face.
You know why I think that would be awesome too?
Why is that?
Rhea would lose her mind.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like kind of how what I'm thinking might happen in the men's with CM Punk and Roman Reigns not being on good terms.
Right.
That would be a
Yeah.
super explosive moment if somebody calls in Charlotte, she comes in, Rhea's not okay with it, and like Rhea and Charlotte end up fighting each other, and they make it like a 3-on-5 match, and they still end up winning because
Nah, dude. You know what'll really happen though? If you've
What?
watched wrestling, what
Mhm.
really happens is they tease them fighting. At some point, they're both in the ring together. Two of the opponents run at them. They move out of the way. They start smashing them together. Boom, 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 boom.
hey yo.
That's what happens, dude. That's what happens every time.
Smashing them together is diabolical work.
Bad to
That's what
bad.
happens every time, man. I'm not saying yours wouldn't be better, but I'm saying that's what happens every time.
Make one
Oh no,
call.
I know that, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Nobody ever turns on anybody the first night. You know, it's just not how it works.
So good segue. Speaking on potential black on black violence,
Yeah.
Big E is returning for the 10-year anniversary of the New Day, a team now very, very,
And that's all
tumultuous.
right.
Probably the closest they've ever been to breaking up, with an amazing segment where they pretty much unleashed. They cleaned out their closet on that one. My goodness, what do you guys think about the fact that we got two brothers pretty much venting on each other?
That was a lot. It's like a therapy session. Ooh,
He
Yeah.
mentioned everything. They mentioned everything. Think about, how do you feel about what he spoke about? Like, Xavier's never been afraid to toe the line, you know.
Yeah.
He been towing the line last few months. But it was a pivot, because I don't know how they're gonna do with the Odyssey shit. Because this shit looked like it's gonna be, if I was gonna help either one of them, and he be like the little be the bridge, like who we gonna choose. But how they pivoted them to. So like how they did that. And I think Xavier's the one that does it. But if Kofi does it, this will be my plan that I had in my universe mode when I had Kofi be the heel and try to help Xavier become a single champion in a kind of way fashion. So if they can fall out each other and stay together, maybe Kofi can motivate each other to get a single shot, help the brother out. So we'll see. But
Good old HBO special. Help a brother out.
help the brother, yeah, HBO special. Exactly. I hope
So-
he's the one to calm these brothers down. But if
Mhm.
they don't, I see a big elbow.
I hear that.
So-
SOS.
So
Ooh.
again, I've been watching wrestling for
Reference.
a long time,
Mhm.
and I want to be wrong, but what I think is going to happen is Big E is going to come out. He's going to, my brothers, and get them, feeling good and
Mhm.
keeping calm. And I don't know which one of them it's going to be, but I think at some point when everybody's smiling, either Xavier or Kofi is going to frown
I don't know.
and kill everybody's hopes and dreams. I don't know which one of them it's going to be, but that's how I see it playing out. Unfortunately. Plus, I mean, if you think about it, I can't think of any other tag team or stable or anyone who, even if they have stayed together for 10 years, had a celebration. Celebrations in wrestling, just like weddings, just like birthday parties. You
Very
know
good
what I
point.
mean? Just like
Very good
contract signings.
But Thanksgiving too.
Thanksgiving. Yep. Let's all sit down and eat some pie.
Some pie.
Would
Yeah,
you-
it just
Do you
they
like
don't go right, you know.
pie?
Michael Cole.
So I do like what you mentioned, right?
Oh,
Definitely
Yeah.
got 3 points on the around the horn. But
Mm-mm-mm. Damn,
But I
RP
think
around the horn.
for a little bit. But what I'm thinking is that I'm not against what you're saying. Part of me thinks because of the fact that they've mentioned they've flirted with the fact that nobody's ever had like a successful tag team that has lasted this long unless they're like literally brothers.
I mean, the Road Warriors.
Well, even they fractured and broke up and did their things for a bit.
Yeah.
Tried to.
Well, that was more over. That was money. You know what I mean?
Same exact thing.
Yeah.
I almost
know.
said Dudley's, but
Yeah.
I almost said Dudley's, but they got separated, I think. For a
Yeah,
little
they
bit.
got
They
separated
did
for a
split up for
while.
a while and they got right back together. But yeah, even
That's
the
about
Rock and Roll
all.
Express, everybody took a little bit of time off here and there, I guess.
But that's what they're talking about. The fact that nobody has ever just stayed together and had this whole entire run where like they've just been a cohesive. But they're one of those tag teams with the Freebird rule where they all held the tag team together, so they were a family. Like they were each. But I did like the certain things because of what was said between Kofi and Xavier. A lot of those stung, but certain things poked out that kind of foreshadows it. Like how Kofi talked about how him and Big E never let Xavier like run the play and never let him take, or the fact that he's like not good enough.
Dude, he was their manager for like 2 years.
If we're being honest, yeah, we know of the three who the two big stars are and who the one. Thing is though, really smart guy, a good worker. I think it leads to him being the odd man out.
Yeah.
Considering he's also the person that started it, I feel like he would be the person that ends it.
Right. Makes
And
sense.
I think
Yeah.
today, I think this match or this anniversary coming up it could either be a swerve because like, oh, psych, we love each other. Like you said, I would love if Big E comes back and comes back as a heel because oh my goodness, like the reactions would be insane.
Right.
The world would be like, oh my goodness.
Healy Langston.
Like most importantly though, I'd love to see Big E actually do any type of maneuver in a wrestling ring.
Oh yeah.
But
and then go break Rich Holland's neck. No, I'm just playing.
Ooh, please, we don't wish that.
I don't want anybody's neck broken.
But
I'm just saying, in a storyline, go break Rich Holland's neck.
Get your payback.
It'd be a good way of going back to NXT.
Yeah.
But
now
I would love
get me some Rich Holland.
Hey yo.
Hey,
all right.
Oh,
so pretty much it's 100% going to be the most anticipated Raw so far just because of this New Day thing that's going on.
Yeah.
Because the fact that he mentioned Kofi losing to Brock Lesnar in 6 seconds.
Dang.
That's almost something that people have just not talked about.
Right.
Like, is it something they gloss over because they're like, I'm sorry, it was out of our hands.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that they're speaking of Raw. I'm going to talk a little bit of about it.
Cool.
I'll take a little bit to say it was a good show. It was just I feel like it was very tag team heavy. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So American Made was the first one. Brutus and Julius Creed, they beat Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee in a tornado tag team match, which I like because it got to showcase a lot of their good tag team offense and how much of a monster both Brutus and Julius Creed are.
And then Chad with the helping his boys out.
As always. You should.
Yeah, Chad Gable will get involved even if he doesn't need to get involved because that's what he does.
Yeah,
I think I like him more
as the hell out of his match. Yeah, I was looking. That was diabolical.
He has the greatest German suplex right now. Speaking of which, shout out in January, Kurt Angle's doing a seminar.
Hey now.
Random thing in HOG. I always like to shout
Okay.
out HOG, House of Glory in New York.
Yeah.
Hey, Kurt.
Are they in Schenectady, Albany, somewhere around there?
Queens, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
I would love
I
to
feel
go
like
there.
they started in upstate though, I think. I think they started in either Schenectady or Albany and then moved down to the city.
Possibly. I have to get our people on fact checking that.
Oh yeah.
One thing I'll say is that Ludwig Kaiser by DQ beat the champion Braun Breaker.
Hey now.
Does it ever matter if he takes an L? But what do we think is going on with Ludwig Kaiser? Like, why is he
Need a three-way. We're getting a three-way out of this.
exactly?
Braun.
He is the one to take the pin and Sheamus get his Grand Slam finally.
Right.
Yeah,
don't like
because remember Sheamus has not won it. He went against Gunther, right?
Yeah.
In that best of three, and there was just banger matches.
Yeah.
That Clash of the Castle. Oh my boy, that was whew. That was a banger. That was their best one.
That was a really good one. But I do like the fact that they have an idea for Sheamus. And then I don't like the fact that Braun's going to lose the belt again. But this way he doesn't technically take the L.
Right.
That's whatever. Judgment Day. Speaking of champions that whatever. The Day of Judgment beats the War Raiders.
The Viking Experience.
Formerly known as Viking Experience. Formerly known as Viking Raiders.
War Raiders, too. War Machine.
To retain, because obviously shenanigans, but I feel like I feel like it's the same thing when the Bloodline were champions. They're just keeping them hostage.
Who won't be the ones to take it from them, though?
Peep this out, right? When they had that segment when they were in their Judgment Day clubhouse, I forgot they were tag champions until I seen the championships hanging in the background. That's awesome. How irrelevant they've made these tag champions.
Yeah. They're kind of just a joke.
A little bit. Speaking of joke tag teams, the Alpha Academy squashes Xavier Woods.
I know.
Not even the New Day. You can't even say the New Day because it was just straight up. So this is what happened, right? It was big, and I watched it when it happened. It was wow. So Alpha Academy comes out. Xavier Woods last week was talking about we're going to face these scrubs. So there was already they were not showing respect,
right?
So Kofi Kingston starts the match. He insists he starts the match. Xavier Woods reluctantly says, "Okay, I'll give you the floor, big dog." He goes. I knew it as soon as I seen the way he did it, and Xavier Woods, he's a good actor. I've seen his video, but he goes onto the other side of the ropes and immediately tags Kofi. Blind tag on the shoulder. Kofi says, "What the heck are you doing?" He's like, "I got this. I'm trying to show." He's trying to show that he's that guy. Because he wants that title. That's why they mentioned it. Then he immediately gets flattened by Otis, and then a very, very, very high arched senton drop by Tozawa, and the 1, 2, 3. Xavier Woods loses clean.
That was shocked.
And then they chase each other out, and then that's when pretty much Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston have I would say, the promo of the year.
Yeah, it's not going to mean anything for Alpha Academy, unfortunately.
The Alpha Academy at this point was just they are a team that other people's storylines
facilitate.
Exactly, and it's kind of wild, but congratulations for them for the win. But yeah, they were an oversight in this match, obviously. But I personally think this is my promo of the year.
Yeah, right on.
The fact that they all talked about everything we have to say about either of those great wrestlers, Hall of Fame wrestlers. But Kofi saying, "I was a Hall of Famer when you got to me." I said,
fair.
"Ooh."
Fair.
I yelled at "ooh wee." I watched in the gym, and it was just me by myself, I think, in the gym at the time, and I was like, "Ooh." Kill him.
I'm gonna have to
Kill
look this
him.
promo up. I didn't see it. I'm gonna have
Oh
to
no,
look
it
it
was
up.
phenomenal. So
Yeah.
I'll give a little bit of it because it was a good moment. But Xavier Woods is trailing Kofi. He goes out there. He's like, "Why didn't you listen to me?" He's like, "Why'd you do this?" Like, and then Xavier was like, "I wanted to call the play. You know, I had it. Like, you were wrestling like trash." He was like, "If I'm wrestling like that trash, then how are you wrestling? Because you've been struggling. Like, we gave you I gave you my Intercontinental Championship chance, and then like Kofi was talking about it. He was like, I gave you my Intercontinental Championship chance just to get you one. When you were King of the Ring, I was bowing to you, and like what came from that? Nothing. And then Xavier Woods was like, yeah. And like we started the Kofi Mania, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me because I started the New Day, like all this. And then he was like, I was a Hall of Famer before you got here. And so literally they just kept going, and then Kofi mentions the thing that's been killing Xavier this entire time, the fact that he hasn't had a singles chance or a singles match or singles title reign at all.
Right.
His dream was to get King of the Ring, and they did that because of his IRL, like real life dream.
Yeah.
And they did that for him. But he hasn't had a singles title. And Kofi threw that in his face. And then so Xavier throws in Kofi's face that we did all that Kofi Mania stuff for you, got our butts kicked for you, just for you to lose in 6 seconds to Brock Lesnar. And then they were like, see you at the reunion.
Oh man.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's great.
That's what I'm saying, is like, it's funny because when this first started, I didn't know where it was going until I seen that they were actually having a face-to-face and like talking to each other.
Right.
D'Lo, how do you obviously it's a weird because the New Day it's pretty much like death taxes and the New Day. Like those are the two consistents in life.
It was dramatic. It felt like a drama series. Oh my god.
Exactly. That's how you know it's good.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't want them to break up. But damn, if it happens, you gotta make it mean something real big.
But that's what it is. Like, the only thing that would make me believe that Xavier Woods would be okay with this if it's because he'll get a championship out of this.
Yeah, he got.
Like, he'd sell his brothers up the river for a singles championship, and I think that's what they're going at.
Right.
But who's he gonna beat? Braun?
I think Xavier is going to attack Kofi. Big E is going to stop him, and Xavier is going to be the heel.
Yeah.
And then Kofi and Big E are going to be the faces.
Right.
Instead of Big E being the heel.
Yeah.
Personally, the way it kind of seems, the way it's trending, I think Xavier is actually a heel at this point.
Yeah.
Because heels don't say, let's go face these jobbers, these scrubs, Alpha Academy.
Right.
Who are baby faces. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Speaking of well-written show, you wanted to mention something?
Oh, I just want to say, speaking of on Alpha Academy, they could be tag team champions if they were presented right. It's so disappointing. So disappointing, dude. Tozawa is one of the best wrestlers on the planet, and freaking Otis is a powerhouse. They could be the tag team champions if it was presented right. Just irritating.
Here's something that I'm guessing is going to happen because of what just happened.
Yeah.
They're going to go to Adam Pearce and say that they beat future Hall of Famers. Them against Judgment Day.
Yeah.
R-Truth messes them up. Alpha Academy champions.
That'd be awesome. I would be happy about that. That would be a good payoff for all the crap that they've put through.
Also, would go full circle because Xavier Woods will be like, let's go. We got to win these tag championships because these scrubs have it. And they beat us last time. Let's show them who a real tag is. And then Kofi's be like, nah, I'm good. How about you go for a singles championship?
Yeah, go get your singles title.
Speaking of pure cinema, I would like to talk about NXT for a little bit.
Damn.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
Dude.
Which one of us is up to snuff? And
oh man, well I am. I am for sure.
I'm up to snuff.
I know Keith is going to have a rant about a certain thing. because we
Yeah,
spoke
so
about it when it happened. When it happened, we spoke
Mhm.
about it. So I'll hand
Yeah.
you the floor
Ooh.
for a little bit.
thanks, man. So I've been racking my brain trying to figure out why Ren Sinclair don't win.
Mm.
And I mean, her match this week, the qualifier, she did so well. I don't even remember who she wrestled. I can't even remember who beat her. Who
Lola.
beat Ren Sinclair in the opener? Lola Vice, right?
Lola.
And it wasn't.
She beat Zarya. No, Zarya.
No, that was last week. Lola
Yeah.
Vice, yeah, her and Lola was just a match. It was just a match because
Top Lola out.
Ren laughed at her in the locker room. And that's kind of the thing that they're doing. Like Ren Sinclair gets herself in over her head, but she goes out there and has, a great showing.
Mhm.
Always shows something new every time she's out there. But she can't win.
And Charlie Dempsey, great visuals with
so
the way
good.
his face is. Great.
Yeah. She gets a chant, dude. There's a Ren chant for the last 2 weeks.
Nice.
How many other people, chase you, Trick Williams, but there is not a lot of people getting anything other than NXT chants. She gets a freaking Ren chant. Like, people obviously want something to happen with that girl.
You know what I think? I'd like to talk about that because that was one of the things we are going to mention. Lola Vice beats her clean, I believe.
Yeah, clean. She always was clean.
Defeats,
always.
So what I'm thinking is because when Ren Sinclair was hyping up Charlie Dempsey when Charlie Dempsey was going through a struggle, like they were going through like a losing streak, and I think he wasn't Heritage champ yet for the second time. Right. He had lost it. And when Ren Sinclair was like, "Come on, we got this," like, remember who you are, like slapped him in the face and everything. I think Charlie Dempsey is going to do the same thing for her, and then she's going to go on a hot streak.
Yeah. It was funny. Well, I want to finish this up real quick. Like, I believe that if you look around at the women on NXT, even on the main roster, they're all gym girls. Like, even the girls who are skinny have muscle tone, have abs. I think Dakota Kai and JC Jane maybe are the closest to Ren's build, but they still look like they spend more time in the gym than she does. And I think her lack of muscle definition is hurting her in ways. I really do. I don't think she presents as well as the other girls, even if she is better than a lot of them. But yeah, I'm really hoping that she has a big coming out party at Deadline if she doesn't win the whole thing. Like, it'd be great if she pulls out the win, but I hope she wins this scramble that they're about to have. Even though, Cora Jade is the, I mean, obviously looking at the 4 girls who are in it, you kind of got to lean towards Cora to win, but I hope Ren pulls it out, man. And then, because it was funny because if you paid attention, when they announced everything, she looked at Charlie Dempsey and she like named off everybody in the match. And she was like, how am I supposed to beat all of them?
This is good.
So,
speaking of which, it's Deadline is going to be at the Armory in Minneapolis. I know exactly where that is. And I would love to go. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, dude.
I know I'm going to be busy that week though.
Right.
So I'll say though that hopefully what I said happens, because otherwise then she's just losing for free.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They need to do something. You can't. I mean, I know everybody's talented. We've talked so much about the NXT women's roster and how stacked it is, and how talented they are in general. But man, Ren Sinclair is, to me, she's a cut above, man. Her promos, there aren't a lot of girls down there who can talk like her. There just aren't. And she's got an interesting character, and she's so good in the ring. Like, it's frustrating that she doesn't win.
But it's hard to get a win. And look at that, the way she said that. I'm just looking at even the North American title picture is
way
strong.
Dude, Tatum Paxley First of all, them girls in Fatal Influence work together so well.
Yes, they do.
Holy
Oh,
mackerel.
something I will mention next. So Fallon Henley defeats Tatum Paxley.
One of the best matches I've seen in a while, dude. They
Good.
Killed it. Yeah.
And,
both of the women's matches, the Kaylani and Julia, that were both of them were good.
Yeah.
Both.
Aside from the Lola Vice, yeah. So the important thing about this one is
matches,
that
though, you know, I
Fallon
love that.
Henley is the champion, right? She's the North American.
Yep. Yeah.
Fallon.
So she beat Tatum Paxley. I saw this. It popped
Oh,
up.
and your girl came back.
Exactly. So
is that what we're getting?
which is interesting because
Yeah.
she came to help Tatum Paxley, which kind of makes sense because they're
both weirdos.
styles. Exactly. But that's my type.
Yeah.
Weird gothic chicks.
Hey.
Gothic.
It's everybody's type,
Or
man.
shizzle.
When they're that fine, it doesn't matter how weird they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
It's almost even better when they're that weird.
Yeah.
Shout out to my weird ex.
Right.
No, not you. You. No, not you. Not you. You.
Oh man.
I owe
you. I owe
But
you.
yeah, the finish to that was so good. Like,
Mhm.
I think it's cool how
you should have thrown that thing away, bro. Dummy.
I think it's cool how Fatal Influence, even though they're cheating, it looks so cool when they cheat. Like you almost want to cheer it because their teamwork is so amazing.
I can never cheer on cheating because that's destroying the sanctity of your relationship.
Yeah.
Breaking the rules in the wrestling match is what I'm referring to, sir.
Oh, babe, it was a wrestling match. I didn't actually cheat.
Right. It's just wrestlers.
Hey,
It's
it's
just doing the wrestles.
suplex.
Yeah. Just
No,
doing the wrestles.
I'm half naked because aerodynamic.
Oh, and I do want to say I called the Chase U thing.
Oh, did you?
Called it? Yeah, I said that they haven't been saying Chase U was going to break up. They've been saying Chase U, as we know it, will be over. There's going to be a new Chase U. That's why someone stopped him in the hall and was like, Mr. Chase, there's going to be a new Chase U.
Yeah, it's
Just not going to be, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens, you know?
So there'll be a new dean? Oh, did he graduate?
I'm thinking whoever stopped him in the hall maybe is going to show him that he's still worth something, you know, and build him back up and he'll start Chase U again, maybe with new people.
But if they do like an old school reference, have him like
run up a
haze
hill,
them or like, yeah, exactly.
I want him to run up a hill like in Rocky. Like that.
And then there's like four
in the burning
recruits.
heart. And he's freaking.
When I'm holding the spatula, I must be able to cook.
Yeah.
So when what was it? That's a funny story. I'm actually going to start having a spatula on screen.
Nice.
But what I would love to see is like he brings on some recruits to Chase U, and he's like Will Ferrell, where he's grown up already, and he's like, we just find out he's like a dad with 2 kids, and just living out randomly, and then all the recruits are there, and they're like, "What do we do now?" You have to run.
You have to run.
It's like it's called Chase U for a reason.
Yeah.
Like I chase you. And they just start running, and he has a chair in his hand. He's like, ah.
Yeah. I'd like to
see
not
Ridge Holland, what
apologize
do you
for
do?
a damn thing. Freaking Ridge Holland. I think Ridge Holland is going to beat Trick Williams. And I think because I think Trick Williams is getting called up.
Well, Trick Williams getting called up, I definitely see that happening. But to Ridge, Ridge has he has just lava heat. He has
he just beat the shit out of 3 people. Like three people who are better wrestlers than him, and one who is the same size as him. You know what I mean? Like they're clearly setting him up. You know, right now, if Trick loses the belt to him, it would not be a surprise. You know,
if Ridge Holland wins,
Yeah.
I'm calling it. Big E versus Ridge Holland.
Yeah.
I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Immediately when it happens, I'm going to whatever bet site. Like, what do you think? What do you
Throwing
think?
down the cash.
What do you think is going to be like WrestleMania week? Zag up. They're going to bring in the second ever NXT champion to fight the person who broke his neck.
Yeah, dude.
I'd pay money. That's better than Tyson and Jake Paul.
Oh, way better. Way better.
Slightly better than me versus Jake Paul.
Hey now.
Which would make no money, but it'd make me happy.
Yeah. I'm gonna fight Ryan.
Yeah.
I gotta call that kid up.
Speaking of
Look,
fights,
man, let's make some money.
Speaking of fights, there was a challenge to an NXT Underground match.
Well, that's seen that he.
Right. It wasn't. I mean, all she did was say we're going underground, but I suppose that would be a challenge.
I'll go underground with Lola.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And Jada.
Ooh,
I'll meet both of them down there.
Take it both down the ground. Her and Jada.
That's what I'm saying. But
You have a handicap match.
I feel like I don't get the point. Like, is it so Lola can beat Jada Parker up again? You know?
they
I
want to
mean-
legitimize the underground stuff because of how many legitimate fighters they have.
Fair.
I still think it makes wrestling look weak.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
don't get it.
it's like, oh, let's go downstairs and fight for real.
We're in the basement.
Exactly. Oh, we can fight for real now. Like it takes away the
Yeah,
takes away
I hate that.
the sting.
It's just like Brawl for All, dude.
yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
We're going to really fight. And, dude, look how Brawl for All turned out. My Lord.
Speaking of tag team.
Yeah.
Ethan Page beats Axiom not
he
in
does.
not even in a screw job way, the kind of
It was such a good match, though. It was such a good match.
Axiom is better than I gave him credit for. I will say
Yeah, it
that.
was a really good match.
Yeah, he's on the
Um,
He's on the rail.
What do you think happens in the story now because of how the fact that he mentioned, oh, like I might have to face you next week.
Yeah.
And he's not going to, but do you think Axiom goes down the way of the heel?
Nah. I think Axiom and Frazier are forever friends.
Okay. Well,
I don't think-
there seemed to be a bit of a,
Well,
little
that's
bit of
been
a
their
hint.
thing. It's been their thing since the beginning, though. Is, one of them does something. Well, it's usually Frazier because Frazier is kind of an idiot. So Frazier does something that Axiom doesn't like, and Axiom's like, "Come on, man, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Hey, amigo, it's all good." And then they freaking,
I like that though.
and
Hey,
then
ego, it's all good.
yeah, I mean that's literally what he says like every time. Don't worry, amigo. It's always something amigo. But then they and then they go out there and they have a banger match and win. I do like it's kind of funny that they're running the same storyline with the women as they are with the tag teams. They're all just beating the hell out of each other trying to get to the champions.
It was funny. They literally had it where it was like, "Oh, why are you guys going after singles?" And then they all just ran out to attack Fraxium.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. So it kind of shows that they're going to do like a big, possibly a big match where like every tag team.
They're doing a Battle Royale on Tuesday.
Yeah, they announced it. Whoever it wins at the end, their team gets a tag team title match.
Yeah, so they got that. That's
So it's every tag team in NXT is in a battle royal, and the last person, their tag team gets a title match.
How many even have? Is Ethan Page and Ridge Holland technically a tag team?
Nah, they solo though.
Oh, okay.
Nah, it's CTC and the cats from the D'Angelo family.
The family, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Lizzie,
Hank and Tank.
Yeah, Hank and Tank.
Give it to Hank and Tank.
Oh yeah, is Metaphor or whatever in there?
No.
Metaphor is no.
That's the Chica. The Chica's in tag team, the ladies.
Yeah, Lash Legend. I don't think Noam Dar and
I was gonna say, aren't there two dudes in there too?
No, he's still down. He's still injured though.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, for a minute though.
Speaking of tag teams outside. Or speaking of lady tag teams, actually,
Yeah, man.
wanted to speak about because we had already spoken about NXT and their stacked women's division.
Yeah.
We have to worry about SmackDown's division because they're going to crown their first mid-card champion. And my pick for it now, Chelsea Green
Everybody hopping with Chelsea train.
defeated Beyonce and Blair. Well, it's just because you can just see the appeal.
Yeah.
At this point, like she's good on the mic. She's good in the ring. She's good online.
Yeah, Chelsea Green's a beast.
She's funny. She looks the part, you know.
Yeah. And she's got Piper to help her.
Yeah, exactly. So she has an enforcer and everything. It's like
who they're actually using correctly. Piper actually comes out and beats people up.
She can beat people up, but she doesn't. It's believable.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah, Camille had one of the nicest spears and nothing. So obviously Blair Davenport was the one that was going to take the Prettier to win. So she goes in with she goes into the United States Women's Championship tournament to face. Have they already said who she's facing, or has that not come up yet?
Sure. I'm not sure.
Maybe that's tonight.
Yes, I know. It's Lash replaced Lash, Piper, and Meech.
Okay, that works. That'd be
she
fun to
wrestles
see.
Piper. She's
I got
just
Piper
gonna.
winning that one. I look, you got Piper winning that one.
I think Michin.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it would be Michin. It would be cool for Piper, but I don't want them to break up yet.
Right. I was gonna say if Piper wins, she just lays down, dude, and there's no match.
The thing I like about this is that with the whole Piper Niven possibly being the person that attacked Jade Cargill, she has a built-in reason why she couldn't have done it. She was like, "Oh, I did it. You know, I was wrestling when it happened. Like,
Right.
But maybe it happened before. Maybe it happened a while before. Who knows?
Right. Who knows?
But
That's
yeah,
just when the cameras found her.
Yeah, when they found her, they found her during, what was it, before that match? Apparently they had mentioned. But they went and the camera went to outside where, you know, where they would have like shipments come in on
Right. Well, the dock.
The dock, yeah. So they found Jade Cargill thrown onto a car, bleeding with the car windshield broken.
Yeah.
And Belair left the match, and that's why she ended up not having, you know, a decision in that match. Which I liked the way getting her out of the way.
Without her having to lose, Dakota Kai is going to win the Intercontinental.
Radio,
by the way.
Ooh. Okay.
Who's going to win it?
I know
Dakota Kai is winning the Intercontinental tournament.
All right,
really?
Already.
Yeah.
You're trying to push Dakota Kai to the moon.
She's gonna win.
To the galaxy.
She's gonna win it, dude. I'm just saying, she's gonna win it
for the pavement. No,
I mean, how many girls are there really on Raw? It's not as stacked as SmackDown. You know what I mean?
Well, it would be stacked if they actually brought up Roxanne.
Right.
Exactly.
Let's be honest.
Fair.
There's so much stuff going down there. I can't even remember half of the people.
There's 800 girls in NXT. Like some of them come up to Raw,
and there are 12. There are 12 better than Dakota Kai.
Oh, I'm sure.
No offense. No offense.
No, you're completely correct, dude.
We can name them immediately.
I could literally name. Honestly, dude, I love Dakota Kai. I love her style in the ring. Yeah. Who really isn't better than her that's in NXT, unfortunately? Besides like Lash Legend.
Yeah, but respect to them. Respect to them. But even Lash Legend, she can do a lot, you know.
Yeah.
But and then speaking of people that have potential that need to be used better, Shinsuke cut a promo.
Yeah.
He puts a lot into his promos, but is he believable now? Like, do we really think he's gonna be getting a US championship?
It's tough. It's tough.
Is it time for LA to give up the belt?
How's the crowd reacting to LA Knight these days? Because I only watch the pay-per-views. Are they still buying into it? Is it still?
They eat them up, yeah.
Yeah. See, then that's tough. Then you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because crowd reaction also equates into merch sales. Because you're there, you know what I mean, and you're hyped up for this guy. You're gonna go buy his stuff.
And the guy is good in the ring.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So good. Yeah. And you can't really get that with Shinsuke. I mean, maybe they're building towards it, but right now, man, it's tough taking that belt off LA Knight, the thing is, he can probably do it without it, but he's got a more featured spot if he's got the belt. So,
D'Lo, who do you think would be a better idea who do you think would take LA Knight's championship off him? Because obviously it's not Santos, because Santos lost that match right after. So. I thought Andrade was going to be the guy, but after that best of 7 and then him losing to LA Knight, who wants to see it again?
I will say Melo at first, but then I thought of Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu is always a threat for any belt.
But are they going to turn him SmackDown? Because he already had that stare down with Braun. With Breaker.
Right.
Well, they're
going back
to the Rumble for all that.
Aren't they everywhere, though?
Rumble for real.
They are. Yeah. That's the thing about it. They're everywhere, and that's the thing I kind of don't like, right? Because you keep the split for certain people, but then you forego the split for others.
Yeah, the Bloodline's Johnny Cash. So they're Johnny Cash from WWE.
Exactly, right? That's what it kind of seems like, but
yeah.
I would like there to be an actual split because there's so much talent that you could be featuring.
Right.
They had so Cody Rhodes. I'm trying to figure. Obviously, this is the biggest story of the year, right?
Yeah.
So we got to keep up with it, right? And him and Kevin Owens, which is everything outside of the bloodline at this point. They have an exchange, and then something shocking happened, to me at least. So Rhodes and Carmelo Hayes kind of got into it.
Yes.
Thing is, though, Cody kind of showed a bit of a bad side.
Heel Cody.
I saw a meme about, well, not a meme, but they mentioned Homelander Cody is coming back.
Oh man,
I'm not gonna lie. I think we need a Cody heel.
Yes.
As much as they want him to be the babyface John Cena that everybody loves and that kids can like smile next to and make a wish and stuff like that, like we need such a tune-up. We need such a shake-up with that story because it's gone so long and he's been the cookie cutter Superman for too long. D'Lo, how do you feel the same way?
I would say they could do what they could have done to John Cena in 2012. They should have turned him heel. I could say they do something similar and lose the title and then go like a bit of a rut, and then he finds a different way to get a win, and he does it by cheating or does it nefarious.
Part of me is thinking though, is it a rub for Melo, or is it just that Cody
half and half?
Because apparently what Melo sided with Owens and Cody kind of took it out on him where he was like, you know what, I didn't ask you, but you know, do we invite Cody to the cookout now?
I mean, he halfway solved racism, so I mean,
I didn't like his potato salad. He puts cubed,
and we solved the other half.
Carrots. I don't like cubed carrots in the potato salad. It's just you can't
That's gross.
hit it with a fork.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We gotta let Brandy cook. We can't let Cody cook. We gotta let Brandy cook. So,
what?
I don't know how he was at. What?
To be honest, I would love there to be some sort of shakeup, but it's just Cody.
We'll have a Holy Hill turn. Holy Hill turn. That would be a shot to the system.
It's a weird way. It's a weird way of taking him away from the bloodline, just for you to realize, oh, it's always meant to be him against the bloodline in the end of the day.
Right.
So it makes me wonder if they're going to force Roman Reigns to win the Rumble now.
I was going to say, if Roman is a full babyface, then him and Cody Rhodes can always fight.
Well, it depends on what happens with him and CM Punk when they meet each other tonight and they speak.
Right. Well, no, I'm just saying, like, like there's a story there all the time that you can bring up at any time, which can, depending on how big of a baby face Roman gets, it could turn Cody. You know, like if they wanted to go that route.
I hear that.
And I think that's really the only way that I would accept it. I don't want him turning heel off something minor. Like if it's beef with Roman, the beef with Roman is, you know, big beef. So
that's a pause reference right there. That's big beef is absurd work. That's wild. Speaking of
what is he, the AEW wrestler or TNA? AEW, right?
Yeah. Beef?
Yeah, Big Beef.
Yeah.
Big Beef. He's in AEW. Big Beef Gnarls Garvin. That was his name on the indies. I don't know if he still uses that, but
it gets worse and worse more you say it.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Kept coming and coming.
That
blow out.
He just went all the way. Dave D'Lo went all the way. Take that, FCC. Speaking of reluctant heels, Montez Ford beat Tommaso Ciampa with the Hurricane Rana pin. We love it.
I was low-key the main event of SmackDown. I never thought that would be the case.
Which is interesting, but I think it's the same reason why Xavier Woods and Kofi were later on in Raw, because it's getting towards a both tag teams possibly breaking up.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, so after the match, Ciampa shows his true colors where he's like, you know what, I'm a sore loser and I used to hurt people all the time in NXT, and I'm just like, I'm not meant to be this happy, jolly guy that Johnny Gargano is. So he beats up Montez Ford after the match in retaliation, and then the Motor City Machine Guns come out to rescue him, and Motor City Machine Guns and Johnny Gargano are kind of cool. Like that's the whole thing about them. They're like, they have no beef. And then Ciampa's like, but I want to be champion. Like, I'm tired of being just one of these randoms. Like, do we want to see another Gargano versus Ciampa breakup? Does that do anything for you in 2024? It was my favorite thing in NXT back in before.
I mean, they'll have good matches. If what you're looking for is good matches, then sure,
Oh, it's phenomenal matches, but it's like people that watch NXT, we obviously know that they're going to break up at some point, but I don't want to see another same angle where, I was at your wedding. I was like,
right.
Or maybe Gargano is the one that turns on Ciampa because of his wife, because of Candice LeRae being a heel.
Yeah.
How do you feel about heels and faces being married to each other?
Oh man,
Vince is rolling in his.
It's funny because in the old days, if you had a girlfriend or a wife who was involved in the business, you guys were together on screen. That's how it always was.
It pretty much never is now.
Yeah, never.
They are very reluctant to do it ever.
Yeah.
The first one I thought it would be good for them to do it with Charlotte and Andrade to give Andrade a rub.
Right.
Otherwise, they have done it with Candice and Johnny already with this specific, but they also did it back then in NXT also where they brought in Candice.
The way.
Yeah, or Bianca and Montez. I mean, why aren't they together on screen? You know what I mean? Why aren't they together on screen?
They are, but it's a TV show.
Well, no, I know, but I'm saying, why aren't they together on the WWE? You know what I mean? Like,
because it would alienate Angelo Dawkins.
Oh yeah,
That's
break them up though. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Let's just call it.
But now it feels like they'd be breaking up, and like they'd leave BFAB in another role where she has to get cut.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're keeping themselves together, because she had such a big moment where she cried and she really showed like some good feeling.
Yeah.
But I think tag teams that need to split, they got to do it quicker, or in like not every single split has to be main event. The New Day one, yes. Gargano, Ciampa, and NXT, yes. I don't think I think they could quietly do the Montez Ford one.
Yeah.
Like split amicably, like, yo, do my thing.
Right,
Fuck
right.
that. Like that. I don't got break.
Like when the New Rockers broke up, I don't even think they told anybody.
Exactly. Speaking of tag teams that are usually, or speaking of people that are usually in tag teams that are not in tag teams anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
AEW.
Oh. Oh.
We're going to have to mention Full Gear, but before Full Gear, we're going to have to mention.
Yeah.
Do I mention Full Gear before the what succeeded it?
I don't know. What should we do? We really do need to talk about
all Full Gear, and the main ones segue to the little Dynamite. Like,
yeah,
I think it'd be fine, but we got to mention the card. So November 23rd was the card, yeah,
yeah,
and it was a beautiful. I would dare
Dude, was
say
there 800 matches again?
It was a lot. It was actually there were 3 on 0 Hour, and then like 9 on the main card. My goodness.
So 12.
10.
Dude,
10
what
on the
is
main
there,
card.
What is there, like 5 matches tonight? Okay, 8 matches tonight, and one of them was a pre-show. That's how you do a freaking pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing about it. Like when you have so many things going on 4 different shows, right? You have Dynamite, you have Collision, you have Rampage, you have all of these things going on, and then you want to feature them all.
Yeah, 8 matches, 3 of them are title matches.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pay-per-view, dude. What, man? Come on.
And then the one that people were talking about the most was Big Boom AJ against QT Marshall. The Rizzler with Spear of the Year.
That is AJ from the song. Wow.
The Costco guys. That's what
the Costco guys, right? Yeah, Casey.
But here's
Casey
something,
talks
right?
about that stuff. I don't put any of it together. I'm like, okay.
So I was watching it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed something was a bit off, but they did confirm it. Big Boom AJ had a broken foot during the match.
I see right there. Yeah.
The Rizzler and his buddies are on wrestling.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I told you that.
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't remember.
I told you what.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Sometimes you just got to be on top of your TikTok.
Casey apparently told me already that they were on AEW, but I didn't remember him telling me.
This is an announcement and just listen to your kids, guys.
Yeah.
They know best. Listen to your children. They know best.
He'll keep me up on it. Yeah.
Maybe I should put the teddy bear in the microwave. No. So one of the first things that happened on the show, I'm not going to talk about 0 Hour because I have 0 time for it.
Right.
So big thing that happened, right? Champagne celebration. We all knew what was going to happen.
Oh, man.
Going to be a turn. It did not go the way I thought it would, but it went. Mariah May, Mina Shirakawa, lots of suggestive moving, lots of wiggling, lots of meme-worthy stuff. You got to push Tony McMahon. Tony McMahon loves his puppies.
His milk.
But then Mariah May goes for a stiletto shot and misses.
No,
champagne bottle. Champagne bottle.
Okay, I thought usually they hit people with stiletto, but she misses.
Well, basically,
interesting.
Mina moved out of the way,
mm-hmm.
and then her explanation was that she knew that Mariah was going to turn on her because what she does is she gets people close to her, and then she turns on them. So she said she was waiting for the shot.
I liked it though. What I like. No. The thing I didn't like the explanation.
Right.
More, I like the fact that it wasn't so cut and dry where we knew, she was going to turn up and get the upper hand by being the snake. It was like, no, you know what? I'm just going to turn the tables on you. And it's like, I'm not going to be caught off guard.
Yeah. I just don't get why, like what is the explanation for the champion attacking someone who's been helping them win? Apparently the explanation is that she's like a narcissist and she attacks everyone who's close to her.
That's the thing that messed with me a bit because
man.
What is the thinking, the logic? What is the benefit of beating somebody that has nothing on you.
Yeah, nothing.
Like if it was the other way around, the other way around makes sense. You have what I want is the title.
Right. Exactly. Makes no sense, dude.
Same thing with what she did with Toni Storm. Toni Storm had the title, you know?
Right, which made sense. Yeah. Yeah. But they're trying to turn it around like she just can't keep friends because she's a narcissist, so she just attacks people. But that's silly. Like that's not the booking in AEW sucks.
I was gonna say that's what my therapist said too, but he said just sometimes
they try to be different.
Let it out. Don't keep it in. Let it out. You know.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, booking AEW's. I hate criticizing people who are on another level than I am. You know what I mean? And AEW is obviously another level, but the stuff that they do on that freaking show, half of it doesn't make sense.
No, I hear you.
I just don't get it.
But that's the thing, though, right? That's why we're allowed. I feel like we're allowed to. Like me personally, obviously, I'm different. I'm one of the greatest writers of our generation, so I can talk about any type of writing.
Right, absolutely.
You know, like regular people, you know, you can still talk about how I've seen so many different things, and this doesn't work.
Yeah,
the story isn't storying correctly.
Dude, here was my thing when I was booking shows. Everything had to mean something, and everything had to be leading to something else.
But that's the point of it, because it's episodic, so you know that there's going to be something next week. So, like,
yeah. So, what does Mariah May attacking Mina mean? It doesn't mean anything. There's no motivation. There's no.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna say that she's basically a bitch. You know what I mean? Like that's basically it.
And Mina's not number one contender either, so it's not like she's in her way.
She is now.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? She is now. And the whole thing, spots, I think they didn't want to freaking. They didn't want to turn Mariah May heel or babyface. I meant to say, but they wanted to get Mina into a spot quick to get a title shot for some reason. But they do. That's stupid. It's dumb.
Yeah, it has no place.
They could have. Mina could have been screwing up. You know what I mean? If you want to do something,
yeah, you should have built it up.
Do what you did with Camille, and then have Mariah fire her. You know what I mean? Like, but it makes no sense if someone who's been useful to you and who can protect you as the champion. You just attack them. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Well, what I think it definitely was is that, one, they wanted to do that spot where they went through the table, and two, they wanted to make Mina and Shirakawa look good because they haven't had the chance to make her look good at all. Speaking of looking good, D'Lo, who do you think has the better shimmy between the two?
Ooh, I'll say
because we've all seen that meme, right?
I mean, I got it.
Where they're doing the shimmy, that Dynamite before this card.
Whoa!
That was me.
You guys see what Brent just sent in our group chat? Or no, he only sent it to me. So apparently, Nia Jax is accusing a TSA agent of feeling her up.
Really?
What? I feel her up, man.
Breaking news, baby.
I'll do it consensually.
Hey, yeah, only feel her up consensually.
Consensual.
Yeah, we do not. We are not okay with non-consensual activity here. You have to.
Breaking news. Thanks to Brent Ward.
Sending
it to us. Yeah,
that is a nightmare for that TSA agent and that.
That's a lot right there.
Whatever that place is.
Yeah,
what airport business, they were at.
Don't touch women unless they tell you it's all right. Good Lord, come on.
Also.
Man.
The whole TSA thing.
Yeah.
I wonder what the heck they're supposed to do with that. Speaking of, so from weird decisions to good decisions, I guess. Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher had a banger of a match. They probably had one of the better matches of the year for AEW.
Nice.
So how are we feeling about the fact that they're running with Kyle Fletcher as a singles guy?
I told you. I told you what happened. You gotta get, if you get your hair cut, you may lose a half of his hair match. You gotta win. I told you. I was surprised I was a little surprised no Davis, but they gotta keep him him and Osprey together for a little minute. They gotta keep them together because I think Osprey gonna be gone for a minute because that neck, that thing about glass.
Yeah. He's done enough though. He's done enough.
So yeah, go take a breather for a little minute. But thank goodness Don ain't get involved at all. I'm a little surprised that. Thank goodness. He tried to a little bit, but he ain't go all the way.
This Don Callis family is the strongest looking faction in the world right now, though.
That's fact.
Right.
That's fact.
The amount of world beaters.
What about what about the White T-shirt club though?
The White T Comic Club, man. They got
you got Pac and freaking Claudio and Moxley. That's enough. You know what
right hand woman Shafir.
What about those bold forever chants though? Bold forever.
Yeah, shit was funny.
I loved the fact that Ricochet he went and kind of played on that, like he would rub his head.
Right.
You know, he did not well, I don't want to give
I'm saying I know we haven't hit everything, but we've got 20 minutes and there's 2 PLEs that we need to make predictions for.
Good Lord.
So I feel like we should probably skip the rest and just get into that.
Look, before we do, you seen my banger with my baby Mercedes? I know y'all seen that banger. She had a match tonight. I don't give a damn about anything.
Yeah. I will say I will give I've been hard on Mercedes, but
my baby. I
got a very good match. She had a very good match.
I think Mercedes is good. I feel like I'm the only person, me and D'Lo apparently, are the only people on the planet Earth who think she can wrestle.
Well, she showed me she has it still, so I will give that. But I think Big Boom AJ with a broken foot did pretty good too. So
we bring the boom. All right, let's do
specifically, you say go to TNA's one because we haven't mentioned TNA and probably.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the show, but we might as well go through this real quick.
All right,
total nonstop action, baby.
I'll mention them quick and we'll mention who we like.
Yeah.
Interesting
show starts at 6:30, so when we go off, beyond in a half hour.
I might have to check it out too.
Yeah.
So there's a pre-show as well.
Yep.
Which is Rosemary and Xia Brookside against Savannah or Rosemary versus Xia Brookside versus Savannah Evans. Yeah.
I was say
on here it was weird. Interesting though. Looks like a contenders match. Xia Brookside?
Yeah, who was I? I heard her since
that's Robbie Brookside's daughter. She's good, little tiny girl.
I remember
she was in the Indies for a while.
Oh, dude, Xia Li signed with TNA. Why was that not in the news?
Li Yi Lang Yang. Yeah, it was it was something that came up recently.
Oh,
yeah, good for her, man. She's awesome.
She had already been featured on NXT. Before,
well, now she has a contract, so you know.
So congratulations to her with the Hardys getting a contract as well.
Yeah.
So one of the other matches, which just 2 big performers going at each other, Kazarian against Mike Santana.
That'd be good.
Kazarian is on a heel run of a lifetime. Santana is the face, pretty much. I say Kazarian wins.
Yeah, I like Kazarian on that one too. I'd like Xia on the pre-show, by the way.
Xia?
I think Rosemary, Rosemary kind of, but I like Xia. I'd like to see her get the win and move up a little bit.
This might be a Savannah Evans come out show.
Could be too. Yeah.
Could be. Yeah.
Reasons for all of them, I guess.
So that one will be happening. D'Lo, did you say who you like in that match?
I said Xia and what was the second one? There was
Kaz and
Santana.
Oh, Kaz. I'm gonna go Frankie. My man's Frankie.
I like it. Frankie actually. All-Star Showdown. I don't know why it's called that. But I believe it's a 6-man tag. It's a 3-man tag, 3v3. Which is interesting because I never thought it would be this way, right? So it's Ace Austin and the Hardys, which they've already tagged and they did the face paint, against Kushida and the Rascals. So Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, and Kushida against Ace Austin and the Hardys. It was like
that'd be fun.
I do like heel Trey Miguel. I do like
yeah, for sure. And Ace Austin and the Rascals are familiar with each other, so that'll be
for sure, yeah.
They'll have a good time.
We wish the best for Chris Bay, but it's good to see that
Yeah,
Ace Austin is doing something.
I think Hardy's and Ace Austin got it.
I think we see a Wes Lee show up.
Hey, now.
Ooh.
Since all three of them are heels, I
Ooh.
So
believe.
now they're all heels now.
I
That'd be cool.
I don't know. They won't recognize him with that haircut though.
Wesley has done so much already, and he's already
Wesley
picked
did get a fresh cut.
Yeah,
He
he
did
did.
get a fresh cut.
So I think it'd be
Who the
cool
hell
if
are
he
you?
comes out with the hood and people don't recognize him because they're like,
Yeah.
oh, if that was him, he'd have dreads, and he'd be like, oh,
Nah, man. He got the
Okay.
fresh cut.
hey, you heard it here first.
Uh,
Speaking of faction heavy, so with his Northern Armory family banned from ringside, no DQ match, Josh Alexander against Steve Macklin.
sounds violent.
Yeah.
The Jammin' Oldies.
I think Steve Macklin probably pulls it out.
Mhm.
I think Josh Alexander is probably going to start putting people over a little bit. So,
Well, he has been all year.
yeah. So I don't think it's
So-
going to stop.
Well, why put over a Steve Macklin for what?
I mean,
To
it
fight-
elevates him. Josh Alexander is, on a higher level in TNA. So Steve Macklin, he puts him over and it elevates Macklin.
All right.
Let's
I
see.
suppose so. I like Josh Alexander to win because I think either way they're banned from the building and they're still going to get in.
Yeah.
Or maybe they
fair.
introduce a fourth person.
It's no DQ. Being banned from the building doesn't really. That's something though. They could introduce a fourth person who gets him the win.
Yeah, somebody else that needs a rub,
Maybe
Why not?
Ethan Page can come down and help out.
Help out the North.
Or he'll help out Steve Macklin. Ooh wee.
Hey.
All right, so we have a the big hitters now.
Yeah.
Okay.
6-way turkey bowl match. Loser must wear a turkey suit.
Hey,
Let's go, boys. We're getting
It's
to
the
the
silliest thing ever.
now. Okay, so the people in this weird match: John Schuyler,
Yeah.
obviously Brian Myers, PCO, who I can definitely see just naturally in a turkey suit,
Right.
Hammerstone, which would be funny if he was.
What?
Oh man, you had his face.
Eric Young, who's probably going to lose and then just make it into like an angle.
Yeah,
and
Eric Young will just wear the turkey suit all the time.
He's just gonna be over just for that.
Yeah.
And then everybody's favorite wrestler, say his name and he appears, Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry beats Eric Young.
I think as the story goes,
Yeah.
I almost think it would be ridiculous. I think the Hammerstone would be even funnier.
Would be funny, dude.
Just
It
a
would be
big guy
funny.
in a big turkey suit would be funny.
Yo, what the fuck?
I think Joe Hendry wins it.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember they used to do like a big old 10-man. They changed it. It looked like they changed it up. Because remember, they used to do like
Yeah.
5-on-5, that type of stuff. So it wasn't
Yeah.
changed.
Now it's just a big scramble, and whoever loses,
Big turkey match.
big turkey match.
Y'all
Speaking
like,
of-
what the fuck?
I was gonna say, speaking of big turkeys,
Big
live on
turkey.
air, Moose TNA champion
Oops.
against Laredo
Ooh.
Kid going for the belt. Laredo Kid is the challenger. Moose is the champion. I think Moose. We trust the
Moose
system
is
here.
fine.
We're not the
Yeah,
we're not
Moose-
the 76ers. We trust the system.
Moose is gonna have fun throwing that guy around.
That's a
Yes,
wild
they
statement.
Yeah.
Play on the moose.
AO of the year goes to.
Oh, Pablo.
All right, so
Man.
we have Moose winning that. At least I do.
Yeah, me too.
I do as well.
Why
Yeah.
not? Speaking of probably the match of the night, if we're being honest. Masha
Turkey match again.
Slamovich. Not another turkey. I would love to see Jordan Grace in a
Second
turkey
turkey match.
costume. Masha Turkeyvich.
Crush a turkey, bitch.
Slamovich, of course, respectfully.
Yeah.
Masha Slamovich, the champion against Jordan Grace, challenger 2 out of 3 falls match.
Ooh,
Three
that
falls.
sounds nice.
So we get to
That's gonna be
showcase. If anybody
Fire.
knows what a 2 out of 3 falls match
That's
is, pretty
nice.
much you just get to show off all your moves.
Yeah.
So does Masha have a short reign or does Jordan get
Including
back?
your ability to sell and put on convincing rest holds.
Yeah. Is
Nah, I think
is
Masha
this
wins.
is this a going away match for Jordan?
Yes. I think
Or
she's going to get to go out there and wrestle her ass off.
Mhm.
And then she's going to NXT for good.
Is this going to be the third Royal Rumble she's in?
Second.
Coming up?
Yes. Yeah.
Third, right? Isn't that wild?
Third? Ooh.
Yeah, she was in one before, and then she was in the one with as the champion.
Right.
I remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah, I remember. Okay,
I was happy too.
That first time. I was surprised as hell.
Just because I know that Jordan deserves WWE and WWE deserves her, and she's already going to be in a match for them. Masha wins it, they're going to push her to the moon, and she deserves it.
Right.
How do you feel about D'Lo? You think Muscle Mommy is going to win, or do you think Masha?
Slam a bitch is going to slam a bitch. So we're going to Masha slam a bitch. And I would like Jordan Grace though.
Mm-hmm.
Thick mama,
of course.
Thick mama,
of course.
Out there. But hey, I'm ready to see Jordan Grace more in NXT or the main roster. I'm ready to see that more.
I love main roster, but apparently all the best women go to NXT. So yeah, go to NXT, fight Zarya. Why not?
Yeah, that's why I want to see her and Zarya. They had
exactly.
That spear gonna come up to them somewhere in the future. I say stand and deliver.
Yeah,
that's when they're gonna do that. I'm gonna like that.
So speaking of delivering, we've had the MVP of TNA this year,
Nick Nemeth,
aka Nikki from the Spirit Squad,
Ziggles
against the Wolf Eddie Edwards for the title. Interestingly enough, somebody who was like a lackey, kind of seemed like a lackey being the tag champion on the system, goes after Nick Nemeth. But he has been getting some big wins, Boston knee parties for everybody.
I think it's funny because they were talking about how Moose defended the title 3 times during his entire title reign. 3 times.
That second time around, yeah.
Yeah, 3 times, dude.
Wow.
And Nick Nemeth has already defended the belt like 30 times.
Well, he's a workman, but also Moose's whole gimmick was the fact that he's like, "Oh, I am the company. You protect me. Like I should have time off because like I am the face of this company. And like that was the irony of it."
Yeah. So
by name value, this is a strong card.
Oh, for sure.
I like it. I personally don't think we need
gets the win, obviously.
Golf always. But shout out to Dog Ziggler, man. Shout out to my man's dog.
All right. And then aside from that, we do I believe we're gonna have some more time because of the editing. We have to edit a few things out. So I think we have a bit more time for the main event.
But as far as the live, dude, we gotta we're gonna go off at 6. So
I hear you.
So what do we got?
Survivor Series War Games.
How many matches we got? There's only like 5, right? Yeah, we can do 5 matches real fast.
That's beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go over them one by one, give a minute on each pretty much, and we'll be Gucci bandana, as they say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. So the main card, there are 5 matches, you said?
Yep.
I believe, yeah.
Bloodline 2.0 with Bronson Reed taking on the OG Bloodline and CM Punk.
I love it.
And CM Punk's a Samoan now.
Yeah, man.
CM stands for Samoan Machine.
Yeah, it does.
In order, though, I will go. So it's United States Championship. This apparently must have just happened, but United States Championship, LA Knight versus Shinsuke. We knew this was going to happen since Shinsuke called
so
him
tough.
Out. So
I got to say LA Knight, but I wouldn't be surprised if Shinsuke won.
I feel like I'd like LA to chase again and then win it again. So I'd like Shinsuke to win it, but I don't have much confidence in Shinsuke.
Going LA Knight. Yeah.
I think LA times 3 then. We love it.
Yeah.
All right. This is the big match. I had alluded to it, but you already know who I think is going to win. We're getting a Grand Slam champion. But Intercontinental Championship, champion Braun Breaker against Sheamus against Kaiser. 3-man match.
I'd like to see Sheamus win it. Why not?
I think it's time for him. I don't think he has much longer in the business.
Yeah, for sure.
I want Braun retaining, man. Gotta keep that.
Really?
I want Braun retaining. I mean,
do you think
I would love Sheamus to win? I would love to see Sheamus win.
Do you think they run it further and then make Sheamus against Braun Breaker again for a title if he wins it?
Like a singles match?
They're going to try to stretch it to the Rumble.
But then I don't like that either because then he actually loses clean again.
Right. This way, Ludwig Kaiser could take the pin off Sheamus.
That's why I think he's even
Yeah.
in the they
Yeah,
monkey wrenched
right.
him into this and like
Exactly.
made him go off so he would do that. So I personally think
But that's why I say they put him in there so they can stretch it out
Mhm.
and make that 1v1 more special. So let's go.
So let's go, Sheamus. I like Grand Slam champions.
Go,
Let's do it.
Shamey. Good luck, Shamey.
Speaking of champions, the only other championship match, the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus the former champion Damian.
Oh man,
they didn't get it
I
out.
just picked Damian Priest. Screw it.
Doing it. You think Damian?
I mean, dude. I'm just gonna say, like, if I'm wrong, whatever, But yeah, Damian Priest, man.
I think personally he's looking better in this, and he's looking like he's making Gunther look a little shaky.
Right.
And Gunther is either playing it off well or he's scared of Puerto Ricans.
Nah, he's afraid to get that belt buckle in the face again, or boot buckle, whatever it was.
I hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, that hurt.
Personally, I love it, but I think it would take away from the other matches, so I don't think they would do it.
Yeah.
So I think it will be Gunther.
Yeah, I got going for the channel.
Yeah.
I love the CB.
I don't know what Damian Priest does if he loses because there's not much else to do. He just would end up having to just
go home.
I said go home. Go to New York. Go to the hockey way. Go get.
He could go and
get the sandwich. Get that chopped cheese and the
Cheetos. Put the Cheetos in there.
Yeah, the Cheetos and the chopped cheese and all that. You know?
We love it. We do it live.
That's what we gotta do.
Oh man.
Speaking of doing it live, women's war game match.
Oh man.
Rhea, Bianca, Naomi, Io, and they already announced Bailey.
Oh, they did?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
apparently.
Fair. I knew it was going to be Bailey. It's easy.
All right.
It's obvious anyway.
So Booty Squad with Io against against Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. Probably the weirdest hodgepodge.
Yeah. The baby faces win because they have more cohesiveness, I think.
BME off the PME off of the cage.
Yeah, pretty smooth salt ever, baby.
I want to see.
Best smooth salt was Daniels.
Can I also mention something that's funny? I'm part of a Minneapolis like free things group. And somebody was on there with a WWE figure and they were like, my niece is a WWE wrestler. Like, this is her.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and it was Tiffany Stratton. So I was like, hey,
yeah, that's awesome.
I always shout out Prior Lake. I like going there.
Okay.
Times. So I have the heels winning.
Really? Okay.
There are two champions on one side, and I don't think a team with two champions they are the underdogs, which is funny, the team with the two champions on them.
Yeah.
But I think Candice
is it elimination? If it's elimination, then the baby faces or then the heels win for sure.
I believe is it? I believe is it
like a traditional Survivor Series type thing, or
that's what I was wondering.
Traditional. That's traditional. I don't think they ever done elimination site.
Because war games.
Okay, so it's a war games. It's a war games, and then the main event is a Survivor Series. Got it. Okay, I think the heels win, or the baby faces win. I definitely do.
Okay.
Yeah, the face.
Yeah.
I'm just against. I'm going heels because I think the baby faces win tonight. Win that night.
Yeah.
So men's war games match, which is billed as a war games match, not as a tribal combat, not as a Samoan match. So it's all in family. So this I think The Rock is probably like loving this right now. His entire family's up there. So cool. Roman's faction, Roman's side with the Usos, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk against Solo's side with Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Bronson Reed. Jacob Fatu.
New bloodline.
New bloodline.
Yeah, new bloodline. I think Roman is still putting people over. I think he's making up for the last 5 years of never losing. I think he's still building the younger guys. So, yeah,
you heard it here. I say it's the baby faces. I say Roman Reigns. I say Sami Zayn gets the win. He beats
Okay.
Tongaloa when Tongaloa botches the low blow.
Fox is the low blow, baby.
About your low blow.
Classic Tongaloa.
Oh, it happens.
Who do
It
you think
happens.
wins, D-Lo? Who do you think wins?
I got the OG bloodline, but I do have a way for the new bloodline to win. If we got a player hate award, we can get after Seth freaking Rollins. He will cause just to spite CM. He hates CM Punk just as much that he will cause for him at the same time and will don't care about what Solo does.
But doesn't he hate Bronson Reed also?
He does hate Bronson.
He hates CM Punk more than.
But he's hated CM Punk for a long time.
Yeah, you can play that like I would rather see Solo win than you two fighting together, winning.
Yeah,
decent role play.
Makes sense, man.
So here's my
and
thing.
I got another reason why the OG or the new bloodline can win.
Yeah,
Jacob Fatu.
That's
he is the secret weapon.
Yeah, I mean that's
the man with the best moveset in wrestling history
for sure.
He has like
or at least in wrestling right now.
He has like 15 to 20 different finishing moves that he just does.
Yeah, it's pretty
whenever
sick.
he wants to. But I do love that, and that's so you heard it here first, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're signing off with us and we're leaving y'all, just say Skibbity Wrestling, and we'll be with you next week to talk all that goodness, all that good news, all that wrestling that we do love. Otherwise, I personally think Seth Rollins is going to have like a Spider-Man moment where he's pointing at Bronson Reed and CM Punk. He's like, hey, I hate you both. Just starts fighting everybody. Then he starts fighting Roman. He starts fighting Jacob. He starts fighting Solo. He just fights everybody.
Yeah.
So he just becomes the chaotic neutral where he's just like, he's neither good nor bad. He just hates everybody.
Just hates the world.
I want to see memes of him just watching. He's like, I hate everybody.
Just fucking hate it.
I hate all of them.
Right on, man.